Hello ladies and gentlemen, Centauri here and welcome back to another video, and I hope all of you are doing well because I'm as always. And in this video we're going to be flying a little Cessna 172 into London Heathrow on training server, quite arguably one of the busiest airports on Infinite Flight Online servers. I mean, it seems to have quietened up a little bit today, which is quite good because I flew an X-Cub here yesterday. And basically what happened was I was right here, we can see in the middle screen. I had to do a little bit of pattern work, well, circling, not really pattern work, but I had to remain there a little bit, and then I had to extend downwind for quite a while, and I nearly did the full final into runway 27 left here at Heathrow. Now right now you'll be aware that there's no ATC audio. That's because I've muted it while we do the quick intro. We're currently tuned in with London Centre right here, and we are good for a VFR flight into London Heathrow. But of course I'll contact them when we get to our Gockel checkpoint here, and we'll just let them know that we're pretty much near Heathrow. I mean, it's pretty much can't be far from our visual. There it is over there on our left, that's Heathrow. It's not loaded in yet, but that's it over there to our left, so we're not really that far. We have just flown over Gatwick, which I can show you guys, so you just ignore the loud sounds. There it is, London Gatwick, so that airport's right behind us. We did fly right over it, but I didn't think anyone would want to be here for the complete boring flight on the way to Gatwick. Now, our departure airport was Deanland, EKGL. It's a lovely little airfield. I've flown there a few times now, especially in a recent video that we uploaded, and I think it was a really fun video there. And I really like the little grassed airfield. I think it's a little cool one to have an infinite flight. Unfortunately, I mean, the biggest aircraft you can realistically land here is this 172 we're in. You can probably get away with the Cirrus maybe, but that's a bit of a bad aircraft here on infinite flight. However, I have flown an X-Cub out of it, and I got away with it. It did get off the ground. The landing as well, it did manage to land, so it is doable, don't get me wrong at all. It's perfectly fine. Now when we reach this Gockel checkpoint, I think what we're going to have to think about doing here is reducing our speed a little bit and starting to think our flaps. We've got 3 flap settings, 10 degrees, 20 degrees and fully deployed, and we've also got like a million buttons on this thing down here. Now we're going to try and ignore the engine because we don't want to lose an engine, and you can see there that I've put our mixture down to 61%. Now this was to conserve our fuel, because I'm hoping somewhere on one of these screens it talks about our fuel. There we go, fuel quantity. You can see there we're only just in green section there in the center of the screen, so we don't actually have much fuel to left with us. We've got about an hour and a half it says, which is a lot, but I feel like we're going to use quite a bit on our landing and taxiing here at Gatwick, and I'd imagine Tower will be talking to us and tell us to expedite our landing. Now it looks like there's a little Turkish Airlines aircraft here, 737. Has he come from Istanbul? No, he's come from Turkish Airlines from Frankfurt. Yep, as you do. Looks like the Etihad aircraft is headed for Gatwick. However, we've also got an A319. He's headed to Gatwick as well. Let's just see this A330neo. What's his plan? He's headed to Heathrow. So there will be a little bit of other aircraft in the nearabouts region. That A321 looks like he is a long gone. He's just flying about. So we're going to have to pop on that ATC now. And we're just going to put up the volume on just a little bit, because it does get pretty loud pretty quick, and hopefully we will hear that start talking to us. So I'm just scroll down here on ATC and just see what they're doing. So we are now moving on to our next checkpoint, is our airport. Airport is now in sight, so we can report airport in sight.
Airport in sight, November 444 Echo Uniform.
I feel like we probably told them a little bit earlier on, but we want to get in contact with Tower as soon as possible.
2 nautical miles south of Headcorn at 5,000 feet. Requesting ILS approach runway 27
Okay, so that aircraft we just had a look at, who's just announced inbound for landing. So he's pretty close in towards the airport. Now we are just going to turn down that ATC even more, because it is just very loud and annoying, especially in my ear. So we're just leveling out quite again. We reported airport in sight. Normally, ATC does the honours of changing our frequency. He's told us to proceed on course, so Centaur wants to stay with them for just a little bit longer, which is fine. We're going to lower our altitude now. I want to get to about 2,000 feet, and we want to be there for when we join on with that final. So we're going to go down at maybe 1,000 feet per minute. which is relatively, it might even be too much. We'll probably do about 800 maybe. We'll see what the map thinks of it. The map thinks maybe we should go down to 1,000, but we'll stick on this for just a little while. Okay, so we do have our nose pointing down quite a lot actually. We are pointing down a little bit more than I wanted, so we're going to bring down that speed, 100 knots. Fortunately we don't have any spoilers to arm on our wings, but that's absolutely fine. You can hardly hear anything now. London Centre has just gone offline, which means we can contact the approach. We're gonna request flight following to London Heathrow.
November 444 Echo Uniform is 5 nautical miles northeast of Rushet Farm at 5,000.
Rushet Farm, never heard of that one. If we're east of them, I presume that's Rushet Farm there. No, that's Fair Oaks. Maybe this one's Rushet. There we go, Rushet Farm. Never flown into there. It's in Chessington. It's down to our left. We could potentially fly there. Now ATC's just told us to proceed on course. They are meant to be directly off our wing. Hopefully we can see this airport. It's going to be a little grass strip, but I don't appear to see it. That's going to be a fun one. We could always fly there in a future video. So there we go, we've got the airport there. We are at an incredibly high altitude still, so we're going to try and bunk down our vertical speed just a little bit more and bring down our speed to 95. There we go. So that's ATC there telling us to go down to 2,000 feet, which we'd already done ourselves when in contact with Centre, because Centre decided to disable. I suppose approach probably should have told us, not them, but that's fine. Now there is a Kuwait Airlines 444 or an E190, you know, very realistic, off to our right somewhere. Now we're not going to be able to see him because I don't have airplane dots on, because I don't want to absolutely die. And just off to our right somewhere, there will be an aircraft on final. But we don't appear to... Oh, there he is, right there in the middle of the screen. So that's a TAP Portugal A330 by the looks of it. We're coming in for landing there, I believe. Yeah, that's the A330-900 Neo. So he's moving off down there. Now I'm not too sure what the plan is with ATC with this aircraft here coming in onto final. The plan is for him to disappear off the map. Now hopefully we can file in before this Turkish 737, which would be great if we can do so. Now we are just going to report airport in sight and request a frequency change in just a minute. But let's try and get down to those 2,000 feet first. We're probably going to be told to expedite upon our landing, which is perfectly normal. But that's fine. Okay, so we've been instructed to head up to 160 knots. So we can do that. Definitely do that. I mean, it might be really pushing our engine here, but that's absolutely fine. We do have to be wary of fuel. We've only got 38 kilograms left, but that seems to be alright, and 160 should be fine. So we are speeding up to that. We're really pushing us to our speed limit. They are here, ATC. There appears to be an aircraft in very close proximity to us. We are within our 4-mile final now, and there is an aircraft off to our left. Down here, there he is. So we're going to report airport in sight, and we're going to request that frequency change. Going to keep our descent going down as well, and I'm going to bunk down our speed now, because there is an aircraft almost directly in front of us. The wake turbulence will be hideous. That's absolutely fine. Hopefully ATC now can deal with a handoff for us here. I mean, this aircraft is in turmoil right now. I probably shouldn't have bunked those flaps down, but we are really going down. Okay, so they're going to just say thank you, good day to them. And we're going to call inbound for landing. Request Pacific runway 27 left. So we should all be good realistically, because that aircraft coming in really fast. We will be told to expedite on our final approach, I'd imagine, but that's absolutely fine. And I want altitude in my control.
London Heathrow Tower.
So we just need to wait for Tower to confirm our landing, because we're not going to land without ATC clearance. But we are still probably a few minutes away from that runway anyway. He will probably have time to get that aircraft to take off. Looks like that aircraft that landed just disappeared on us. It's absolutely
Turkish
fine.
738
The
Quebec
crosswind
Heavy.
there. What is our
Number
crosswind?
one.
Looking at
Runway
12 knots at
27
210.
left. Cleared to
That's
land.
all right. That's
Number
good.
one.
Oh.
Cleared to land. Runway 27
So
left.
ATC again
Turkish
hasn't cleared us to
738 X-ray
land.
Quebec Heavy.
So we'll
London
resend that
Heathrow
last
Tower.
message
London Heathrow Tower.
because we are
November
literally on
444
final.
Echo uniform is 2 nautical miles to the east at 600 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting
So
runway
I don't want to be
left.
landing if we're not approved. And if we're not getting that approval, we will head
London
down to
Heathrow
Gatwick.
Tower. Papa Hotel Alpha Bravo
And
Charlie.
I've just
Ready
taken
for
manual
departure
control of the
and
aircraft. I
sequence at
don't
runway
want to land
27
again
right. Departing straight out.
without
London Heathrow Tower.
without
Tango
permission
Charlie
from
Delta
tower. Now we are
Mike
coming in
Romeo.
really slow.
Ready for departure
We'll
at
bring up
runway
the speed to 80
27 left.
knots.
Remaining in the pattern.
ATC is just
London
ignoring
Heathrow
us.
Tower.
I really don't want to land.
Turkish 191 is 9
but
nautical
are they
miles to
waiting
the
for
east
us?
at 2,900
I mean, he
feet.
isn't waiting
Inbound
for us.
landing. Requesting runway
So we're just going to
27
go
left.
around.
Tango Charlie Delta Mike Romeo. Hold position. Holding position.
Okay,
Tango
so that's
Charlie
just a
Delta
bit
Mike
frustrating
Romeo.
that
Turkish
someone's just
068.
gone onto the runway
Request
like that.
frequency change.
So we're just going to fly around here. Can we see them on the runway? Yeah, it'd be very unprofessional of them. That's absolutely fine, but we'll just make our go
Virgin
around.
9 Juliet Heavy. Hold position.
Okay, so we're going to do this heading there, altitude up. We're going to bring our speed up to 90, and we're going to set our altitude for 1500. We have had a big
London
mare
Heathrow
here
Tower.
with
November 28
altitude.
Delta Bravo. Ready for departure
Okay, so
and
tower
sequence at
appears to
runway
me not
27
doing very
left.
well,
Remaining in the pattern.
which
Virgin 9
is
Juliet
absolutely
Heavy.
normal for a
Hold
training
short of
server
runway
tower
27
not to
left.
know what they're doing.
London Heathrow Tower.
So it
Turkish
may look like we
191
can
is
head
7
down to
nautical
Gatwick
miles to the
possibly,
east at 2,700
but hopefully we can
feet.
get into
Inbound
London
for
Heathrow here because
landing.
that's really poor
Requesting
from
runway
tower.
27 left.
Having an aircraft on final. Just see, can we see who is being tower? No, it just says controller, which is rather annoying. See, we can see who ground is,
November 28 Delta
but we
Bravo.
are really
Line up
wanting
and
to
wait
get on the
runway
ground here.
27 left. Line up and wait runway 27 left. November 28 Delta Bravo.
Come on, can we get in? So it looks like there's still a fair amount of aircraft just waiting. We could always try 27 right, it's a much quieter runway. I don't know why everyone uses 27 left here at Heathrow, but it looks like there's a lot of aircraft trying to get off the ground.
Ready for departure at runway 27 left. Remaining in the pattern. Number 1.
So
Clear to
ATC
land.
again just
Runway
is
27
ignoring
left.
everyone.
Turkish 191.
We are going to have to send in another message for landing. So there's still a controller here, so we are going to just announce inbound landing on the visual. Runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Tower. November
Just trying to see if they're going to let us land. We just need some clearance to get onto this runway because we were all good on final and approach did us well coming in, but you know, the longer we wait, the worse it will get. So we're going to start a base turn in a minute, and hopefully tower's going to clear us. Oh, we just accidentally tapped on. Okay, I've been told to stand by.
Stand by.
Okay.
Stand by. November 444 Echo Uniform.
Just let them know we're standing by. I know that's not quite the right message we're meant to send, but that's fine.
Hold short of runway 27
Okay,
left.
so we're gonna wait here. Still,
Holding
we can
short
chill at this
runway
altitude for a
27
while.
left. Courier
Flaps from 10
085.
degrees, which is
Virgin
fine.
9 Juliet Heavy.
We're just gonna
Line
chill
up and
here.
wait runway
And hopefully
27
ATC
left.
not clear us in land, because we have asked 3 times. Now, I know that may seem impatient, but you know, it seems a bit silly. We are only a Cessna, we're not coming in very fast. I get it, we're slow, and we can cause issues, but you know, at the end of the day, just need to be landing. So there's an American
London Heathrow Tower.
787
November
there.
28 Delta
You can
Bravo.
see where he's come from.
Ready
I've got
for
live flight
departure,
open on my
runway
computer,
27 left.
and
Departing
he's
straight
come from
out.
Boston. This plane has actually come from Boston. However, it shows Biggin Hill as their departure on a live flight. Unless I've got the wrong aircraft, that might be the Emirates
November
aircraft
28
I've
Delta
got.
Bravo. Hold short of runway 27
No, his
left.
flight plan is
London
from
Heathrow
Boston,
Tower.
so he must have come from there.
November 28 Delta Bravo. Ready for departure at runway
Okay.
27 left. Departing straight out.
So we should be able to see them directly in front of us in a minute. Appears no one has any time at London Heathrow for a
November 28 Delta
bit of
Bravo.
general aviation.
November
There he is
28
up
Delta
there.
Bravo. Correction.
It's a little aircraft coming
Virgin
in.
9 Juliet Heavy. Wind 210
So we
and
don't
12.
want to get too
Runway
close to
27
them
left.
and
Cleared
cause
for
any
takeoff.
issues. However, ATC is just ignoring us.
Runway 27 left. Virgin 9
There appears to be a TBM 390 though,
London
which they're more than
Heathrow
happy
Tower.
to have taken off
American
from
61
27
Heavy.
right.
Inbound on the ILS
See where
runway
he's headed
27
off to.
left. 9 kilo
He's
kilo
headed down to
Hotel Alpha.
Gatwick.
Line up
Okay.
and wait runway 27 left.
I feel like
Egypt
we
Air
may be going to
001
Gatwick
Super.
very soon.
Hold short of runway
So you got
27
the
left.
little Thames there, little nice view. We're heading 100. We want to try and stay away from this bigger aircraft here coming into land.
November 28 Delta Bravo. Disregard last message.
Okay, I'm not too sure what ATC is playing at, so we're gonna follow in, probably behind this Emirates aircraft, I'd imagine. It says we're getting very close to this aircraft. Where is he? There he is, right up there, coming in. He's got his gear not out yet, which is fine because we're quite away still.
Clear to land. Runway 27 left. American 61 Heavy.
Why can't we be cleared to land yet? Come on. This is very poor from ATC, which is literally just waiting to be allowed in. I did have this issue the other day with the X Cub. Like I spoke to you guys literally at the start of the video that we had to come down here. I can't tell whether ATC just hate little small planes like this, which to be fair, probably shouldn't be flying into London Heathrow. But you know, it's funny and it's good fun. Now I'm looking for that Emirates aircraft to be in front of us. What is his altitude? His altitude is at 3,900 feet, very high. So it's up here somewhere. There he is. I've got visual on the Emirates aircraft. So I'm going to recommend we slowly start that thing because we're going to be way below him. So we should be all good, goody to go with him way above us anyway.
Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 27 left.
So we should start that base turn now. He is way above us, so we should all be clear at 1,500 feet. We can bonk ourselves down to about 1,000 feet if we really have to, or really get worried about altitude. But he should, up there, there he is, should zoom right over us without an issue. Now we want headed 270, so we can set that anyways. And that aircraft will hopefully slot in quite nicely. It'll come in above us, in towards this runway. Up off to our left any time now, so he's just passed over us on the map. We have to cut in our about 10 degrees to get over that runway. So there's the runway, and a little Emirates plane should zoom in over us. You can see where this Emirates plane actually departed on my flight as well. He's come from Paris. Again, realistic, Emirates now doing a Paris to London Heathrow. Didn't know they operated that flight. Okay, we've been cleared to land on runway 27 right, which is brilliant. Whoa, he has dropped some altitude very soon. Okay, so it's brilliant. We've been cleared to land onto the runway. So we're going to get off this short final. We can speed up as well, bring our flaps up 10 degrees. And we can go for this. We're going to really push out our speed and hopefully get there very soon. So some good news for us now. What I can do is now go on to our nav. I've pressed the complete wrong button. Go on to London Heathrow here and we can just set 27 right on nav 1 and it will come up with the glide slope. Now I'm not too worried about the glide slope. It's more the runway alignment I want on here. There is that little Emirates plane, and there is our destination. Okay, so we are now moving much quicker, which is some very good news. Okay, so how's traffic looking then on the ground here? Now that was quite painful. I think in future we will use 27 right. There'll be no one waiting there. So the runway is all ours, which is some brilliant news to be getting. Means that hopefully no one will be there to cause any havoc upon the final. Okay, so we can now start our left turn onto that runway 270. Now also if you are new here or you're first time on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe. Okay, so welcome to family. We are growing crazily at the moment and it's pretty good. So we've got a lot of traffic down there.
28 Delta
I feel like we've got
Bravo.
our own like private runway here at Heathrow. I'm not going to complain. I'm very grateful for our own private runway here at London Heathrow. I feel like the reception might have been a bit better at Gatwick today. But that's fine. So we're just going to keep on zooming towards the runway. I'm not even worried about our speed or anything yet. We just sort of really want to get on the ground as soon as possible. So we're going to keep flying nice and straight. Got a lovely view from the nose there, and with the runway right in front of us. Brilliant stuff to see. Now channel memberships are also now available, so if you're interested in that, go have a look at them on the join section on the channel. There is a link down in the description. You yourself may get the opportunity to do a flight like this with me if you become a channel member. It is a guarantee. Right, there is our little aircraft. So he's going to make it in very soon. He's coming in quite low actually. I feel like he's coming in low. It might just be a parallax thing with the different visuals. Right, but we can now take our speed under control and our heading. It's all under our own control, and we can start to deal with our altitude. So we're now slowing down to 90 knots. Okay, should be deal with our mixture now. We're going to fill up our mixture in the tank now. We shouldn't have any fuel issues here. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Now we've taken full control of the altitude of the aircraft. Everything is in our control now. Now we're going to report position on final 127 right, and we're just going to send that just so they know. Now it's good just to make sure ATC is fully aware of what the inconvenient general aviation aircraft is doing to be messing up their lovely perfect runway schedules. So we are coming in really too high at the moment still, which is absolutely fine. We can just bump down our speed and push down our nose. Okay, we've got Roger from ATC. They're more than happy with what we're doing.
November 444 Echo Uniform, number 1.
Yes, why? I'm not too sure why ATC has cleared us to land for a second time, which is quite confusing. You must have forgotten that they've cleared me to land. Okay, so we're going to be on the ground very shortly. Of course, there are two aircraft lined up, 127 left for some reason. Realism. Now, I wonder what would happen if we did this on expert server. I probably shouldn't try it out, but I sort of want to now. So we'll start bringing down our flaps, bring down that speed to 60 knots. I'm going to bring down the flaps fully extend those flaps and make sure we're ready to land. Okay. Okay, so we're now really going to fight this aircraft to try and get our best on the ground. 42 minutes of flight at the moment, which is very long for us. Okay, we can try and just bunk up the speed a little bit. We're going to take manual control of the throttle too now. We are coming in a little bit too off. We're getting billied by the little bit of crosswind we have. Oh, we are really being billied by it now with some gusts, which is absolutely fine. Going to make a few adjustments to try and deal with this. Okay, someone's got 4 Qs in there now. Quebec. Cool. So we're coming in still really too high, but it doesn't really matter for us because we're not really aiming for a specific touchdown zone. Now this wind is really bullying us. It's really hard to control. It's absolutely fine. But I feel like we're going to be alright. Should adjust the rudder a bit, try and line us up. And here we go. Oh, that was bumpy as. That was really rough. That was really bad. Oh my gosh, this is the worst landing I've ever done. Oh, that is a headache. And what has happened? What is this aircraft doing? That was ouch. I don't even think I should upload this anymore. Oh my gosh. Well, we are now ground-borne. Welcome to London Heathrow. I've got to do the flight back to Deanland, which is quite embarrassing, especially after that landing. So I'm going to come off the runway here, which we don't need to announce clear of runway, but we can just say thank you, good day, before we connect to ground here, coming off of the runway. Now that was a rough landing, probably should have gone around. Who'd have thought? I completely messed it up, got a bit confused. For some reason the crosswind are hideous today. I mean, 11 knots now. It was 12 when we were on the final. Should I say thank you anyways, Tower, despite them being a pain. And we're going to just pause here. We're going to bring down our mixture before I taxi back up the runway, turn off strobing landings, and we're all good. So if you guys did enjoy the video, please do make sure you like, subscribe, and other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Good night.